Well, guys, I'm waiting for a package to come for a bunch of games I bought from Intellivision Collector. 4 or 5 games or something like that. And I get stuff from them all the time, and usually the mailman comes and just drops off the box or whatever here at the house. But today, I seem to have gotten a card. I have to go get it. I don't know what is different about this one. A little bit weird, but interrupted me watching OEB Pete. Anyway, off to the post office. Here we go. It's a sewing machine.
Oh boy. It's a pretty big box, Papa Pete.
I guess it is. Huh? I can't wait to open that one. Here we go.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
After today's video, don't forget to check out IntellivisionCollector.com for all of your Intellivision needs. Luke's just added several homebrew titles to his inventory from some of the top homebrew developers in the Intellivision scene. That's IntellivisionCollector.com. Well, guys, I can't believe what Luke has sent me from Intellivision Collector again this time. We've been talking about starting different variations of... I haven't collected a lot of variants, different games, but there's so many different groups that you can collect. And he had a few, I bought a few, we were talking. Of course, as you probably know, the Intellivision Collector is what the official sponsor of the 125, my YouTube show, as well as I use it as a sponsor for a lot of my other videos. But it's a different type of sponsorship, really. It's not a sponsorship where money's involved, because that was never really the point. He started up a website to sell Intellivision games and to educate people about Intellivision games, and I just really always had wanted to see a site like that on the internet for years and years. And when he did, I bought some things from him, and I had bought some things from him actually before he ever started the website. So we were friends just online, and I said, hey, listen, I want to give you some promo, that'd be great. And he says, hey, beautiful. And what he does, he throws the odd game at me now and again, and it's a really great deal for me. So there's no money involved. It's not an official sponsorship or anything. It's just two guys. I really enjoy and appreciate him having that website set up so Intellivision collectors like me can browse through things, can learn about things like variants, and he just likes the videos that I do. If you haven't seen that video where he sent me a gift before, and I open up those special games, make sure you go back and check that out. I can't remember what number it is off the top of my head, but I'll put a link to it in the description afterwards. Anyway, before we get to the games though, you know, I'm pretty lucky to get such amazing things like this from Luke, so I thought it'd be pretty appropriate to have a Garrison Lucky Punk. What an awesome can. It's a sour IPA, and it is, what's the percentage on it? 5.8% strong beer. So, gotta love that can, eh? Hey? That's beautiful. Let's take a look here. I don't even know what the color should be. I bet you it's going to be like an unfiltered. Garrison, of course, is from Halifax, Nova Scotia. They've been around for quite a while. Look at that beautiful color. Nice fizz. Really nice looking beer. Garrison's been around quite a while, like I said before, but they used to have like half dozen different types of beer, and now I find they have a lot of different specialty things. Things like this Lucky Punk Sour IPA. Oh, quite a flavor. That is nice. Yeah, it's got a nice sour taste. Oh, I really like that one. I don't think 5.8% I'll be drinking too many of them, but awfully nice to have now and again. Anyway, let's get to the games that Luke sent me. Just going to leave the box down here and going to start pulling things out. Alright, so reach in and pull out a game. And again, these are going to be variants. And the first thing I have is a light blue color Space Network version of Space Hawk. Now this is an Intellivision Inc. copy of Space Hawk. It's not the gatefold box. A little bit bent up at the top here. I can get that folded in right. Just like that. I'll check it out. I don't know if they're complete overlays or whatever. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I got the box. That's a nice game right there. Space Hawk. So this is looking at the Intellivision Inc. versions of the games. I only have the Mattel version. So here we go. Another line of variants right here. I'll set that right there. All right, next up we have cool basketball. Again, Intellivision Inc. version of basketball. This is actually one of the ones I ordered from. Remember I said I ordered 4 or 5 games and I got this great big box? I know this one had special overlays with it as well, like yellow overlays. It looked a lot different than the other normal overlays. So that's kind of neat right there. And keep going back in. And this one is Vectron. Right on. Intellivision Inc. version of Vectron. A lot of people don't like this game. I do like it, and I can remember playing it a few times. Like way back in the day, we did have this, and I could get to the 8th, 9th, 10th level now and again. Now I play it, I can barely get past the second. I don't know if I can get past the second. It's a really hard game to play, but once you've learned it a little bit, it makes it a little bit easier. But man, just challenging totally. Vectron. Oh, this one feels shrink wrapped, and it is. It's a shrink-wrapped copy of Intellivision Inc. Skiing. So no U.S. ski team, just skiing, which is really cool. Of course, this being one of the pack-in titles for the Amico. You're gonna love that game. Looks so much fun on the Amico. All right, let's see what's next. And we have football. Oh wow, that is in nice shape. Intellivision Inc. football. Yes, sir. I gotta get some protective cases, I tell you, for these, right? ASAP. Those are classic. And next we have, oh, look at this game. Here's a classic right here. And again, wow, is that ever in nice condition? Intellivision Inc. Night Stalker. Another one that's going to be out on the Amico. This one isn't going to be a pack-in title, but it's going to be one of the hottest titles going for the Amico when it comes out. They haven't had a demo per se that you can play, but they've had lots of video demos of it, and looks simply amazing. Night Stalker. And we have, stuff's coming out the bottom, Royal Dealer. That's a game they've already done on the 125, actually. I can't remember what episode it was. It was early on, like 3 or 4. Really an interesting little game. Not a bad game at all to play on the Intellivision. Let you play card games, different card games, Crazy Eights, and what was it? Crazy Eights, and was it Hearts or Spades? It says right on here. Hearts, Crazy Eights, Rummy, and Gin Rummy. Against 1 to 3 computer control players. It really is a lot of fun. A lot better than the old solitaire games, like the Microsoft Solitaire was the main one. That's a great alternate to that. And, well, hey, another variant, the Intellivision Inc. one of Utopia. I can never get too many different copies of Utopia, I'll tell you that right there. One of my all-time favorite games. Friggin' the original God game, as I've said many times before. And next up, we have Tron, Mazatron. Of all the Tron games, well, there's 3 main ones plus the 4th. Is there a 4th? Anyway, the 3. Snafu, I don't count as a Tron game because it actually came out before Tron ever came out. They released Snafu. It was based upon a different arcade game, which escapes me right now. But it just coincidentally was like the Tron cycles, stunt cycles. So, or light cycles, Tron light cycles. It wasn't based upon Tron light cycles. It just coincidentally reflects upon that. So anyway, one of the 3, and the game that I probably know the least well of the 3, because we didn't have this one when I was a kid. We had Deadly Disc, which I absolutely love, and also Tron Solar Sailor for the Intellivoice, and I love that game as much as it sort of gets some bad rap. Keith Robinson, one of his main games, and Tron Mazatron, I have to spend some more time with. Next up, it's another Intellivision Inc. So far I've got, this is the 10th Intellivision Inc. title. Yeah, I'm going down that line of variants, buddy. Space Battle. Doesn't get any better than Space Battle right there. Gotta love that game. Just a simple classic. Next up, let's see what we got. It is another copy of Vectron. And this, if you look at the side, is Le Réseau de Jeux d'Arcade. And it is the French-Canadian version of Vectron. And that is a fairly rare title to have right there. Pretty amazed. On the back, if you look on the back real closely, I'll try to put a screenshot in there. It has both the English and the French, small writing. It's one of the few, it just has the one title. It says Vectron instead of Vectron and Le Vectron. But anyway, still, this is the French-Canadian version of Vectron. I'm going to put it over here like this, just because of the different variation. Not disturbing you, am I there? Huh? You alright? You sure, Quill? Yeah, he's all right. Okay. Next up, what do we got? So there's the other line of variants I'm going to go down. Right, I can tell you that. Oh yeah, right on. I love this game. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons: Treasure of Tarman. I am not 100% sure if we had this. I think we had it late. I was probably well into high school by the time we picked that up back in the day, because we loved Dungeons and Dragons games. The original Dungeons and Dragons was great, and we did mail order for Tower of Doom. I do have a copy of that, the original copy we had back in the 80s. So Treasure of Tarman, fabulous. And this, of course, is the Intellivision Inc. copy. Nice. All right, here comes one, and it is Lock and Chase. Now, very soon, if not, probably before this video, I will have already let out that Lock and Chase is a celebration of Data East and Tommy and the Amico team organizing to have 3 of the arcade titles, the Data East arcade titles from the original Intellivision. Lock and Chase, Bump and Jump, and Burger Time are all guaranteed. The contracts are signed to have them on the Amico at launch, or at least a little bit after launch. It won't be too long. But in celebration of Lock and Chase being one of them, that's the game I'm going to do next on the 125. Got checkers out of the way. Now I'm going to get Lock and Chase out of the way. It's a fabulous game. Again, another maze game, sort of Pac-Man type clone. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. It's going to give it a shot. And there's the Intellivision Inc. version. All right, here we go. Speak of the devil. It is Burger Time, Intellivision Inc. copy of Burger Time to go right along with that Lock and Chase. One of the other Data East titles is going to be on the Amico, and there's a nice variant to have of that game for my original Intellivision collection. There's still a ton in here. Oh, speaking of Tron games, Intellivision Inc. Tron Deadly Disc. Fabulous game. If you have not played this game, you are missing out. Play it. It is fun. It holds up so well, it's just ridiculous. What do we have next? Oh, Star Strike. Beautiful. Great story behind Star Strike. When I was a kid, I went over one day. My brother-in-law gave me calls. Hey, it was a Friday night. Come on over. We'll play some games, whatever like that. He used to pick up new games on Fridays quite often. He could payday or whatever it was. And go over there, didn't have one. He was, I don't know what we were playing. We were playing football or baseball or something like that. And probably about an hour. And then all of a sudden, I get up to hit the reset button or something like that. And he lifted up this couch cushion, and there was a brand new copy of Star Strike underneath it. We played that for the rest of the night. And I think about it nowadays, yeah, the box was flat because I've been sitting on it for an hour. But you didn't even think about those things back then. It was just one of the things you did. So, still have that copy too. I think it's still the one that's in my collection. It's little stories like that, little memories like from when I was a kid that make them so great. Here's another sealed one, and it is the Intellivision Inc. version of Sub Hunt. And that's another game that just needs no description. It's a lot of fun, one-player game. You can crank it up so it's pretty damn hard, or you can play it on an easier difficulty if you just want to get through it and blow up some ships. But either way you do it, it's a lot of fun. Look at the Intellivision Inc. games. Yes, sir. What do we got here? It is Boxing. Again, Intellivision Inc. version. I remember seeing this in pictures before, the new sticker on it. Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know why it's just on boxing, but it seems to be just on the boxing game. But anyway, Intellivision Inc. version of boxing. I think I'm going to have most all the variants, all the Intellivision Inc. copies. I'm going to have to get myself a checklist, I'll tell you that. One more in here. Oh, it's Space Hawk again. Intellivision Inc. copy of Space Hawk. There's one down there. Of course, Space Hawk is the game that Luke sent me that I showed in that original video I talked about earlier when he sent me a bunch of stuff. He sent me a sealed shrink wrap copy of Space Hawk, and the deal with it was I had to open it in the video, and I did, and I tell you it was amazing because they smell just as crisp and clean in 2020 or 2019, whenever it was, I think it was 2020, that it did back in 1981 when we opened them for the first time. The exact same smell. Amazing. Oh, and here's another shrink wrap game, and this one I always found really neat. Big League Baseball. I didn't have this. I just love that variation of it. It's just awesome. They lost the Major League license when they switched back to Intellivision Inc. from Mattel. So this is the way they changed it. Now, they didn't have, like, super, or, well, okay, that's the wrong way to put it. But they didn't add other little adjectives to the titles for, like, basketball or football or hockey. But baseball had to be Big League Baseball. So I don't know, found that to be a little bit different. And I really like that game. Gives it a little bit more character. And next up, we have the French-Canadian version of PGA Golf, Le Golf PGA. Yeah, that's really neat to have. These are the original Mattel versions, actually, because I have the gatefold, and these are in beautiful condition. So just like Vectron, we have PGA Golf. So I think I might be going down the French-Canadian variant line. All right, for the next one, it's another French-Canadian version, and it is Auto Racing, La Course Automobile. That is so cool. This is in great shape. Ultimately, it's the exact same as the original Mattel Electronics version, except for everything is in both English and French, including the title. And including the title on the spine, which is really neat on the shelf, too. I love that. Let's look for the next one. Here we go. We have Sub Hunt. Oh, that is so cool. I love this game. Chasse Sous-Marine. Chasse Sous-Marine. And does that say... Okay, like these, how it has on it the Sub Hunt will be in the Action Network, but on the spine, all it has is Intellivision, Intelligent Television, and La Télévision is Intelligente. So it doesn't have the same networks, I guess. Well, I read one, Le Réseau d'Arcade, on the Vectron one, but it's not the same here in Sub Hunt. Anyway, just a little things, kind of neat. The Chasse Sous-Marine, Sub Hunt. Next, what do we have? Night Stalker, Le Chasseur de Nuit. Again, exact same as the Mattel version. And this one is in amazing condition. But notice that the disc on all of these, I'm sure I'll double check, but the disc is just the English version on there. It doesn't have both English and French on the disc itself, nor on the overlay. But the manual, this manual is French on this side, but English on this side. So there's your variant. The variants are in the box and in the manual, but not in the card or overlay. Interesting to know. You're probably going to find some that have been mixed and matched, right? So you want to get it back to its actual true original form. You know what parts you have to have. Next up, Armor Battle, Combat de Char d'Assaut. Char d'Assaut. Combat de Char d'Assaut. Armor Battle. Very, very good shape. Same thing. English and French all over it. And this one's got a different type of manual. It looks quite a bit different than the other ones. Bataille de Char. Disc. The cartridge looks the same, and the overlays look the same. Very interesting, though. Armor Battle. I've reviewed that one on the 125 already as well. It's a game that we did have back then. We used to love combat games and tank games like that. It was something you would play a little bit, but I don't know if we ever did sit down and play an entire 50 tank game like I did with MJ for the video that I put to go with my 125 episode for Armor Battle, which was kind of fun. It didn't take all that long, actually. It was more enjoyable than I expected. I don't know if I'd want to do it too many times or how long, how well it would stand, and you want to play it over and over again. But overall, still Armor Battle is a pretty good game. But this game I simply love. It was just so hard to find somebody it's complicated, it's difficult. You have to know your men. And that is Sea Battle, Combat Naval. French-Canadian version. I love it, but it's hard to find people to play against. I'm really hoping one of the things I saw with the new Amico coming out, and it's not going to be out at release, but I, of course, like I've said in many different things, right to Tommy himself, I've told him, I said, my focus on the Intellivision is the old style Intellivision. I want to see the remastered as well as the recreated original games from Intellivision on the new system. And one of the things that I'm going to like about it the most are really anticipating, and I think we might get it, even though it says it's not going to have online play. There's nothing to say you won't be able to network with other people like on a friends list or in some other non-server capacity, so you could play games like this against somebody else over a connection of some sort. Anyway, I'm hoping that happens. I haven't heard a whole lot about Sea Battle, what it's going to be like on the Amico, because I haven't talked about it really at all, other than to say that it's definitely going to happen. Anyhow, Sea Battle, Combat Naval, glad to have it for my collection. Thank you so much, Luke's crazy. What is this now? This is the French-Canadian version of Triple Action, but it doesn't have a different title. It's just called Triple Action. Everything else on the box is English and French, except for the title, which is really unusual. Sort of like Vectron was. Overlays are the same. The cartridge is the same. And let's take a look. You can see it there. Action Triple. And it's funny, it has Action Triple on the manual, but it doesn't on the box. But everything else on the box is bilingual. So that's the original French-Canadian version of Triple Action. Biplanes. Saw that in the latest release back in, when was that? October. They released the gameplay videos, and they finally got a real long stretch of biplanes on there. Man, I can't wait to play that game. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Another one that can really take advantage of peer-to-peer play online. Oh, here we go. Royal Dealer, La Donne Royale. French-Canadian version of Royal Dealer. Gotta have that. That's beautiful. This one says absolutely amazing edition. Same thing with the manual, overlays. Excellent. Manual is bilingual. Overlays and cartridge are not. Box is bilingual. What's this one? Oh, NBA basketball. Le Basketball NBA. Or NBA. Yeah, again. This isn't a game we had when I was a kid. I had not played much NBA basketball on the Intellivision. But really got to pick it up a little bit more. Again, though, 2-player only. Makes it hard to do, right? We'll figure it out. We'll get it going. That's a great version for the Intellivision Inc. And now for the French Canadian. So there's 3 variants of it with my original one. Major League Baseball, Le Baseball de la Ligue Majeure. That's got to be one of the neatest little titles to roll off the tongue, huh? Le Baseball de la Ligue Majeure. That's great. Love to have that. And again, in beautiful condition. Same deal. Oh, this cart still has the Major League Baseball logo on it. There's just a very few of them did have a logo on the cartridge as well. And overlays in English and manual and box. Bilingual. So what do we got left here? I got 4 more in here. They're all blue. I'm going to sneak away, cheat and say they're all blue. And this is NFL football, Le Football NFL, with manuals, as well as the playbooks in French. The overlays are in English, the cartridge is in English with the NFL logo. That's too cool right there. That box feels like right packed with all those booklets in it, but it's absolutely beautiful. NFL football, Le Football NFL. I can't wait. I got to find that. I don't go to IntellivisionCollector.com. Go to the section just for the French Canadian games, and I believe just for the Intellivision Inc. games as well. And you can actually download a checklist for how many are actually there. So I'll go to that list. I'll download the checklist for the French Canadian ones especially, and I'll start checking them off to see what ones I still need after this. This is crazy. I can't believe how many he sent me here. Oh, skiing, or Le Ski. That's original, right? Le Ski. But this is still U.S. ski team skiing as well. So not this is pre-Intellivision Inc., but the French Canadian version, which still had the license. Everything is bilingual. Same deal with the manual and the cartridge and the overlays. And that's amazing to have it on my collection. Good God. Okay, 2 more. Beautiful game. Had it in that one already. Star Strike. I told you my story about Star Strike. I've always loved that game. Yes, it's supposed to be the run in Star Wars. Everybody knew that at the time. They just didn't have the license or whatever. But that's what we thought we were doing. Fabulous game. I'm sorry. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah, it had some challenges with the controls. What game didn't for the Intellivision back then to a degree, but overall, after you played it, mashed a little bit, it was just so much fun. A game that you could actually win. Yeah. Star Strike. Collision d'étoiles. No. Collision d'étoiles. Awesome. Love it. Last but not least. Yep, this is it. Are we ready for it? French Canadian version of boxing. Ou la boxe. Oh mon Dieu. Je ne suis pas certain, mais peut-être c'est le jeu que me préfère le plus ici. Non, pas vraiment. Peut-être c'est Collision d'étoiles. Mais I love to have all of these French Canadian variations to my Intellivision collection now. I didn't have very many. Yes, I live in Canada, but I live right on the U.S. border. My brother-in-law lived in the U.S., and that's where we collected all of our games. And later on, like 10 years after I finished university, I got the box one year for Christmas with all those games in it. So I don't have any of the French Canadian versions. But I do now. And I'm so happy to, actually. Just amazing. Wow. Well, that's it. Well, guys, thanks a lot for joining me for this video where I just got some amazing additions to my collection. And I've said it umpteen times, but I'm going to say it again. Luke, man, you outdone yourself. Thank you so much for helping somebody who loves Intellivision almost as much as you do, I think. But I do love the game, and I'm so happy to have these games to add to my collection. It just means the absolute world to me. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. And we'll see you next time when I get some more pickups. I'm just overwhelmed. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown.
What's going on, guys? This is Smash JT, and you are watching Papa Pete, the old ass. Wait, no, the old guy gamer, right? I mean, I listen to the theme song. What am I supposed to think here? I don't know.
What the hell?